Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Casper. So Casperpad did launch today, and guys, it was not good. We're going to be talking about it, we're going to be addressing it, we're going to be talking more so about, is it really that big of a problem right now currently, and stuff like that. So with all of this in mind, we also have a few other things to talk about, like tokenomics and stuff. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump into this video, I just want to ask if you guys could please leave a like on this video. You guys have no idea how massive it does help the channel grow, and I do really greatly appreciate it. So please, if you guys could leave a like on this video, it does help greatly. And with all of that in mind, let's just jump in and let's talk about what's happening throughout the market. So we're still in this sort of bearish sentiment. I know a lot of people were, scolding me on the way that I pronounce things. It's just, easier for me in general. But overall, the entire market right now is fairly red. It's not enjoyable for anybody that's really in here. I mean, unless you're holding Polygon. I mean, Polygon is still, doing its thing. I mean, it's crazy how some of these altcoins are still at some significant points. But overall, this just made a new high going back 2 days ago. So, there is still some altcoins out there doing some pretty good moves. Even on the 24-hour span, we do see some altcoins still green, but for the most part, the entire market is pretty much a bloodfest. So, with everything like this, I believe that we range on a little bit more. I think that this weekend could get a little bit bloodier. I think Casper could hit our targets of about 12.5 cents, somewhere around that point. We're going to be talking about why. I'm also going to be addressing it. I know the price action has not been good recently, but overall, we got to realize that we just hit about 24 cents. We pumped up it was over 200%. And we have to have a little bit of a pullback. And I know that this is deeper than what we were expecting. It is just because of Bitcoin and pretty much the market sentiment. So be patient. And, all in all, I believe that a large sell-off happened because of this today. So for anybody who missed this, essentially we do see here, due to high demand and traffic on our website, public sale is extended by 1 hour. Now, the biggest problem with the Casperpad launch today was a lot of waiting time, a lot of people not being able to claim their, CSPD tokens or their Casperpad tokens. And yeah, this is a problem. I mean, 92% of the sale sold out already, but the best thing about this is that I know a lot of people are looking at the negative, like, wow, amazing how fast you were selling. It only took 1 to 2 hours. No, sorry, wait, 7 hours and 3 extensions due to high traffic. Know your customer process turned to a mess, and even the sale turned out to be probably even worse, showing lack of skills and preparation. I don't think that it was that more so being, the idea that they were overwhelmed. I think that there was a ton of people who were interested into this. We did see Casperpad growing and growing and growing in demand. We've seen it, even over the past week as we were reporting on it and looking into it. Now, I feel the need to clarify, I'm not paid at all by Casper. I'm not paid to show any projects or anything like that. I talk about projects that I do see a bright future in, and this is just one step in the road that we really kind of need to just get over. I mean, I understand that this is bad. It looks bad on Casper's part, but you also have to realize that they probably weren't expecting as many people who did jump on. There was 16,000 people waiting when they only said that they wanted to do I think it was 7,500 or something like that. It was crazy, but it does show you the demand that Casper has and the Casper ecosystem does have. We got to realize that it's also a fairly new network still. I know that it's been in building since 2013, but it is still a new network with new apps like the Launchpad. So overall, to sum it up, yes, I do believe that this was fairly bad in terms of a launch. I don't think that it is going to be too detrimental, of course, to those who were waiting on it. Yeah, it's probably detrimental. I mean, I personally am not staking and I couldn't get into Casperpad, but I do know how rough this probably was for anybody who was waiting on getting Casperpad tokens. Now, I do also want to talk to you guys about the circulating supply. Now, with Casper, I know a lot of people were concerned with, the circulating supply. We do see here this was an update from June 3rd. The circulating supply was 590.3 million at this point, 400 million released in CoinList option 3, 182.9 million provided as liquidity to exchanges, and of course here's a little bit of a breakdown of the percentages in terms of the tokenomics, just to give you guys those insights, because I know that a lot of people were kind of concerned about this or worried. We do see developer incentives are about 16%, Casper Labs Holdings AG is 10%, and of course we do see Casper Association is about 12.6%, and the team is about 8%, and advisors is 6%. So this is actually not that bad in terms of tokenomics. I've seen terrible tokenomics before. This is actually fairly, typical. This is like average tokenomics, to be completely honest with you guys. So overall, just to give you guys those insights within what they are doing and pretty much the tokenomics, I think that the tokenomics are solid, like I've said in my original video on this, but also I think that problems like this will happen, and I think that, yeah, sure, they could have prepared a little bit better. I'm not taking that away from them, but overall, I don't think that's a too detrimental problem. Now, with this, we also look into the ecosystem for Casper, and we do see here Casper's burgeoning DeFi ecosystem. Now, this is more so talking about their steps and stages to get into the DeFi scene. They want to pretty much get into the world of Web 3.0 and really kind of disrupt that, and I believe that they are definitely set up and positioned for that perfectly. Now, we do see here, however, DeFi is not an abstract use case. It is a thriving ecosystem delivering tangible value for thousands of users around the world. Casper's DeFi ecosystem is in its early stages, and we have the benefit of seeing how the broader landscape has evolved and how we could best address both enterprise and individual needs. Now, we do see here they are more so talking about the Web 2 financial ecosystem and how solutions could benefit from the vast developer mindshare, and of course is built to easily be adopted by Web 2 developers using traditional coding by providing convenient on-ramps for developers who are eager to learn about Web 3 and tools they know and love. And of course we do see here that this technology is very incredible because it doesn't allow individuals to have to learn a different code base or a code language. For anybody who was or wanted to develop anything on Casper, you could pretty much get those insights. Now, obviously, most of us are not developers, so it doesn't really matter to us, and I'm trying to overcomplicate things by talking about code languages and stuff. So yeah. In terms of this, though, we do see here also several Web3 integration and auto market makers and borrowing/lending solutions are expected to be launched in the next 3 to 4 months. With the recent involvement of Arcadia Group and AML Safe, the Casper network is on track to making available a full-fledged DeFi ecosystem that is easy to use, provably secure, and compliance-friendly. So, with all of this in mind, we are going to be seeing a lot more DeFi solutions and pretty much use cases coming from Casper. And of course, you do see here that the 500 million Casper tokens, with which the Casper Association seeded DevDAO, will continue to fund grants for developers with ambitious ideas for Casper native dApps and decentralized infrastructure solutions. And I just want you guys to understand that this is only 500 million Casper tokens, which is a significant piece of the pie for, Casper. As you guys do know, there's only 10.5 billion in circulating supply, or in total supply, which I know to some people might seem like a lot, but it's really not. I've seen other projects with much higher supply pretty much move much higher than Casper's right now. But this is also trying to give you guys an insight on how you could pretty much see how much value will pretty much be coming from this, and where Casper could essentially lead to, and where this 500 million could actually be worth at some point in time. Now, with all of this in mind, we look at what they are really kind of building here. This is built for business, secure and performant highway protocol, which we've talked about in the past. But the reason why I'm talking more so about this and why it's future-proof and stuff is because we are seeing a lot of things actually happening right now within this ecosystem. First off, many of the use cases that Casper is pretty much in, or involved in, I should say, is really kind of growing right now. Just so you guys know, I found this article and I thought that it was very interesting to really kind of talk about, because this goes back to July 15th, and this is Robot Cash will let PC gamers play, earn rewards, and sell games on the Casper network. Now, The reason why I bring this up is because when we're talking about Web3 gaming and gaming in general in this market, we know that that is a huge scene. Just so you guys know, and let's kind of go over to the filters tab and let's go to the industry. And I do think that there is a play to earn. Actually, I think it just might be under gaming, to be completely honest with you guys. So, yeah, I mean, here we go. Now, the gaming scene is fairly large within this entire market. We talked about NFTs, we talked about metaverse, we talked about all that kind of stuff. But look at some of the year-to-date percentages. Ignore this one, of course. I mean, this one is up 904,000%, but I would more so look at Gala more as sort of an actual realistic figure. But 47.3K, 16.6K, almost 16.7K, 13.3K. These are some large percentage numbers. And when we're talking about like the sandbox and stuff, a lot of these assets have done incredibly well. A lot of people are finally learning about them, and I believe, to be completely honest with you guys, that Casper is going to disrupt the scene as well. And when we're talking about what they are doing with Robot Cash or Cache, it's going to be very interesting, to be completely honest with you, with Web3. And, this is going to really kind of grow the gaming ecosystem for Casper as well. And I think that this is just going to be one of many use cases as well. And we do see here that through Robot Cache's PC game distribution platform, gamers will soon be able to buy, play, and sell games while earning rewards on the Casper network in over 150 countries. So this is actually a pretty big use case, and when we're talking about gaming and what gaming has been doing in crypto, it's been growing rapidly. So I think that this is awesome, to say the least, and I think that this is going to really kind of spark a ton of growth within the ecosystem for gaming, as well as DeFi and stuff like that we have been seeing growing within Casper as well. Now, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about the price, a little bit about what we've seen today. So obviously, we did see some social volume growing, probably due to the Casperpad stuff. But of course, you guys do see that the social dominance and the social engagement are down significantly. This is obviously due to a lot of issues. Now, with this, we talk about the price. Now, I told you guys exactly where I'm watching this kind of come down to. I'm personally buying at about 12.5 cents. And I might even do, a stingy buy at about 12 cents exact. I know that this is actually a little bit below the 702 retracement point, but I suspect that we could come down and retest possibly the 1209 centile range. I know a lot of people have been calling for a little bit deeper of a dip, possibly to like 10.5 cents. It's possible, but overall, I'm going to bet on probably around 12.5 cents being a big point to really kind of jump into this. And of course, if you guys do look at the percentages from the topping point that we just hit to where we are now, I mean, we're down like about 45%. So this would be about, a 50% off discount at 1209, or like at around my point, 47.83%. Now, if we do go this low, yeah, that's going to be an incredible opportunity for anybody, because this is pretty much the points where I was really buying a ton. I mean, honestly, anywhere between 12 and 10 cents is a perfect entry point for this asset, and I've always said that. And like I said, if we come down a little bit, like in terms of 12.5 cents, right? First off, we already seen that we hit 24 cents. I think that we easily see a 2x from 12.5 cents, realistically speaking, once the market does settle down. I think that that's the problem right now. We really just need this market to really kind of settle down currently. I know a lot of people are very, bearish. A lot of people are fearful. Bitcoin has been holding up a little bit. It has been holding the 47.3K level. It's a level that we've been watching very closely. And if that is the case, if we can kind of continue to hold here, that would be very bullish for us. I know that we have a lot of Fed tapering events taking place in this month as well. So, things could get a little bit volatile. That is why I do have my buy order set at about 12.5 cents. It looks like we are at about 13 cents right now. So we could be testing that level very, very closely. So, I would more so bet on possibly 12 cents being the point of entry, but I do have a buy at 12.5 cents just because it just makes sense to me. So with all of that in mind, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this video. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.